Did Luther know what he was getting himself into? Now this is in reference to the 95 Theses he's writing. I certainly thought that in this case I should have a protector in the Pope, on whose trustworthiness I then leaned strongly. For in his decrees, he most clearly damned the immoderation of the quaestors, as he called the indulgence preachers. So he says, I thought I was going to bat for the Pope. Now remember, he said, I am pursuing the truth, all right? And he thought, anybody that's going to pursue the truth, they follow the logic. See the breadcrumbs I've just laid out there for you? Isn't this, makes sense? This is really caring for the people. Soon afterward, I wrote 2 letters, one to Albrecht, the Archbishop of Mainz, who got half of the money from the indulgences. The Pope, the other half, something I did not know at the time. Now this is again for you to have to figure out, did Luther really know this or not? If you read the documents of Luther, you kind of start to go, well, is Luther having one of those older moments, that he doesn't quite remember, or is he spinning it, or is he honest that he didn't know? We really can't tell. We just have to go with what he has to say. The other letter to the ordinary, as they call them, Jerome, the Bishop of Brandenburg, I begged them to stop the shameless blasphemy of the quaestors. Did Luther know the ramifications, what they would be in the 95 Theses? Everything at first appeared to remain quiet. This is very interesting. There was no immediate uproar on Luther's posting of these. No one came forward for the proposed disputation. The only direct testimony by Luther for his own distribution of the theses may be in his letter to Johann Lang on November 11th. The letter addresses concerns that would likely be raised by theologians at the University of Erfurt. So Luther's writing Lang, and he says, I think this is where they're going to maybe pick at me theologically. But that's the only early reference we have of Luther talking about the 95 Theses in any written document, any public reference. Luther does not suppose that they will be pleased, the theologians of Erfurt. Why? Because of his critique of Aristotle. He's not thinking about the Pope. He's not thinking about the money. He says, I picked at this whole backpack that they had, and I'm kind of nervous about what they might think. Interestingly enough, the subsequent letters until January 1518. Now remember, when was it supposedly written and posted? October 31st, 1517. So a couple months pass. January 1518. Silence about the indulgences. Doesn't show up on the newscast. No CNN ticker tape going, indulgences out by Luther. Nothing. Luther suddenly saw that he was involved in a great political matters against his will. So all of a sudden he's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting, I stepped into this. Apparently it was not until February 1518 that Luther was aware of what he had touched off with his theses on indulgences. Luther wasn't necessarily avoiding a discussion about the indulgences. For example, he discussed them anew in a sermon February 2nd, 1518. So this is very interesting when you're thinking about Luther. He writes these and then kind of sits on it. Is he trying to stir up trouble? What's going on? Is he looking to create a reaction? Is he driven to, topple the Pope? All these kind of questions. Doesn't appear.